Welcome to the Hope for Prisoners Tuesday Night Huddle Up. I am founder and CEO Jon Ponder, and we are so glad that you have chosen to huddle up with us here tonight. Want to greet our guests that are here at the Hope for Prisoners, Billy Walters Center for Second Chance headquarters. Can you guys give yourself a big, gigantic round of applause? Thank you guys so much for joining us. We also want to give a big shout out to our friends over in Nevada Department of Corrections. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Can we give them a big, gigantic round of applause? We also want to shout out our friends over in the Clark County Detention Center, Unit 2J, the City of Las Vegas Detention Center, and everybody who's joining tonight from around the globe of the Hope for Prisoners Facebook Live page. Can we please give them a gigantic round of applause? So, hey, listen, we're in for an absolute treat tonight. Many of you guys are familiar with our speaker that's going to be here tonight. He kind of rocked your world inside the training class. But before we get going, we want to open it up in the Hope for Prisoners fashion. We want to give you an opportunity to share testimony, something that has happened in your life, something you want to share something about. Some people might have graduated last week, and that workshop might have been the most amazing experience of your life. If you have a testimony that's online in Casa Grande, make sure you slip up your hand. Or if you're watching on Facebook Live, please just drop it in the chat as Chad is monitoring that chat. Okay, anybody in the room, Casa Grande, something you want to share? Come on up, man. That's what I'm talking about. Give them a big, gigantic round of applause. So you might have got everybody going now, got them started. So if you could just look in the camera over there and tell everybody your name and what's that you'd like to share with us tonight.
My name is Carlos Rodriguez, and I had started labor at a city commercial framing like 3 months ago, and now I'm at a framing position right now. So now I'm doing framing instead of just labor work.
Oh, that is outstanding. Give him a hand for that, man. Way to go. He's working at our partner and employer, Zeddy Framing. We love the whole crew over at Zeddy, man. That's what I'm talking about. So, yes, sir. Come on up. You got to come up, man. I'm not running over to you. How you doing, man? You doing good? All right. Look over in the camera and tell us what's that testimony you might have. Look, he took the mic from you.
My name is Keelan Miskell. The testimony that I have is this program has given me the confidence to continue my education. So today I made phone calls about transferring to UNLV. So I'm in the process of doing that.
Oh, that is awesome. Give me a hand for that, man. What are you going to be studying over at UNLV?
Computer engineering.
That's what I'm talking about. Give me a hand for that, man. You know, I love when people say that they are pursuing educational opportunities, because if you ask anybody, right, if you're going to improve the caliber of how you're going to live the rest of your life, education has to be a huge component of that. Can we give him another hand of that, man? So super proud of you. Anybody else in this room, Casa Grande? Yes, sir. Come on up, man. Come on up. Tell us your name. They're in the mood now. And then he put the right hat on and everything.
I'm Ryan Parker. When I started this program, I didn't have a driver's license for about 20 years. About 25 years, it was taken away because of child support issues. Your team came in and had me working with the child support services, and they reached out to San Diego County, where baby mama is, and kept getting them on the phone, and got them to release the hold that was on my driver's license. So now, after 25 years, I have a driver's license, and I just got hired as a taxi cab driver.
Oh, good man for that, man. That's what I'm talking about. My goodness. So super, super proud of you. He was talking about the partnership that we have with my dear friend Steve Wolfson over at the District Attorney's Office, not only the criminal division, but the family support division. But listen what it was he just said. He said that we got this child support division to contact that child support division, and today he got his driver's license back. Ain't that awesome? That is amazing. Any other testimonies anybody like to share in this room? Going once, going twice. Anybody over to Casa Grande? Going once, going twice. Okay, it's gone. We're going to get things underway. And again, we have an amazing speaker. Man, this guy broke out the whiteboard. It seems like he's going to take you guys back to school. But you know that anytime it's Gregg Ketter, you know you are in for an absolute treat. But before I read his bio and turn it over to you, if you guys would please bow your heads with me in prayer. Father, we just come before you right now, God, in the name of Jesus, God. We just thank you for being the magnificent, awesome God that you are. Father, we thank you for everything you do, the things that you've done, and everything, God, that your word promises that you will do. And so right now, God, we invite you into the midst of our huddle up, God, and we are open to just huddling up with you. Be with us in this moment. Father, I ask you to open up the ears and hearts and minds of everyone who is under the sound of my voice. So as our trainer comes and speaks, God, that I ask you to illuminate every gift, talent, and ability that's in him, God, so that as he shares with us on this evening, God, everything he shares will be received for the intended purpose for which you sent it. We love you, we worship you, and pray you this prayer in the matchless name of your son, Jesus. And in his name we say amen. Amen. All right, you guys ready? Yes, sir. No, you guys got to act like you mean it. You guys ready? Yes, sir. All right, then look at the person next to you and say, get ready. No, say it like you mean it. Say, get ready. This is going to be good. Man, you're in for an absolute treat tonight. We're talking about my main man, Gregg Ketter from Ketter Development. So after studying broadcast journalism at Virginia Commonwealth University, Gregg Ketter arrived in Los Angeles with a determination to become a broadcast professional in the second largest U.S. market. Ketter quickly settled in, concentrating on meteorology while working for a national consumer electronics retailer. Ketter consistently ranked in the top 10 in sales in his first 3 years with the electronic sales firm, earning a promotion to national corporate trainer. During his nearly 10 years as retail corporate trainer, he helped open more than 25 retail consumer electronic stores in untapped markets across the central and western United States. He also launched numerous companies' sales training tours, sharing his real-world techniques to motivate thousands of the company's employees across the country. But Ketter never lost sight of his dream. It just took on more of a significance. To prove the validity of his training technique, he employed the same principles for success he was teaching to become a broadcast professional. 4 years later, he was chosen as weather anchor for KTTV Fox 11 News in Los Angeles, where he was an integral part of an Emmy Award-winning team, number one news team in Los Angeles for 5 consecutive years. Gregg Ketter expanded his market reach into international business community, developing customer service, sales, and brand image training throughout major resorts and luxury hotels in the Caribbean, the British West Indies, and the Virgin Islands. More recently, Ketter was named Program Associate for the University of Nevada, Las Vegas, where he teaches business-to-business concepts and development. If you guys are please put your hands together and give a warm Hope for Prisoners welcome to Mr. Gregg Ketter. Gregg, welcome to the Huddle Up. Welcome to the Huddle Up.
Good stuff, man. Good stuff. Testing mic test. You can hear me? Man, I see some familiar faces. How you doing? What's up, Casa? Casa? Hey, what's up? Everybody give me a little wave. All right. Man, I'm so happy to be here. I know people always say that, but I am. This place brings me joy. Because when I come here, I see hope and I see the magic. I see the blessings of what hope can do in people's lives. And I see some successful people already. I see some business owners. I see some corporate executives. I see a couple of New York Times bestsellers. I see, what? In this room right here and in that room back there. This is time to get big, folks. This is time to think big. I don't think small. Now, you might think I'm crazy at it, but I'd rather think big than think small because, see, I serve a God that thinks big. And at one point in my life, sick and tired of being sick and tired, but I stopped telling God how big my mountains are. And I started telling my mountains how big my God is, see? And that just turned things around when I turned this around. And I have to confess, I've told you guys, I've never been incarcerated physically, but I've been incarcerated here. And sometimes I think that's even more imprisoning. I had to break through here. You guys are not in prison right now. You're not incarcerated now. The people incarcerated one day soon will be out of there. And I want to meet them. I want to meet you guys face to face because I got some rap for you. But let me just tell you this. This is where you break free, right here. You got to stop letting folks live rent-free in your attic up here because that makes the biggest difference. I was selling washers and dryers for Circuit City. Yes, kitchen appliances, refrigerators. Every now and then I creep over to the video department and sell a VCR. Ooh. But you know what? You know what, folks? A VCR. That's right. That's what we call. Anybody here remember VCRs? Come on now. Don't be acting like I'm the oldest person in the room. But you know what I learned, folks? I learned that sometimes you just can't listen to folks around you. Because everybody's not going to be happy for your success. And I want to talk to you on a real tonight. I don't want to be like, the trainer man, all that. Yeah, I got a concept for you, but I want to connect with you. I want to talk heart to heart because as I told some of you before your last graduation, when you speak from the heart, you reach the heart. So please receive me on that level. Can I keep it 100 with you guys tonight? Please, because I'm on this kick right now called authenticity. I want authenticity in my life. Anybody feel me on authenticity? You ain't got to be perfect. Just be 100. Just be who you are. And I can relate to you because there's no perfect people in this world. You show me a perfect person, I'll show you a liar. Yeah, I said it and I meant it, And as they say old school, I'm here to represent it, right? It's about being authentic in your life because that's going to bring other positive byproducts, other people who are also authentic. And we're going to talk tonight about the people around your life, in and around your life, and how that's going to affect your climb. Mr. Ponder always says, you show me who you associate with, and I'll show you how your life is going to be in 5 years, 3 to 5 years. Even before that, how many people feel that it's so important to have the right people, the right type of people, and I ain't talking about perfect people. I'm just talking about the like-minded people who are going in the same direction that you're trying to take your life. How many people feel that that's important? That's big time important. Now, we don't want to give people too much influence, but I remember when I first started this trek, and it was one of the most significant turning points in my life. I wanted to do something that I never did before. I always started goals, and then I'd forget about the goals. New Year's Eve, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, another thing. I got the I'm disease. I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And then by Valentine's Day, I'm like, oh, man, what did I say I'm going to do again? You want to pay? Anybody feel me on that? You start a goal, And so then I said, something, I started talking about my mom. My mom, so, she's like, moms like food to the soul, right, guys? Anybody feel me on that? Well, moms. But she became my purpose. And that's when everything changed. I said, I want to do something good for someone that did something good for me, like have me and be with me my whole life, and then my goals became more meaningful, and I said, you know what? I'm not letting anybody stop me. I'm going to kick butt, take names, and eat the wounded. I mean, yeah, that was a little graphic, but you told me I can keep it real though, right? But there comes a point in your life, you got to get to a point where you're willing to do whatever it takes, legally, legitimately, whatever it takes to get to where you want to be. Because this is not just about money, even though money is a tool. We want money. Money's up there with oxygen as far as I'm concerned, right? It's important. But it's not just about that. It's about doing something good for somebody that's in your life, it's people that love you and people that you love. It's time to start thinking about other people other than just ourselves. Anybody agree with that? That's your sense of purpose. That's why you do what you do. And when people come to you and they say things like, well, if it's that easy, everybody could do it, or are you sure you want to do that? That's a big goal, Anybody ever try to dissuade you from doing something big? Yeah, and see, people do that. I love people, but sometimes, you know what? You just can't let them hold you back. Even if they're loved ones, even if they're your homies or your boo, yeah, your boo too, Sometimes those boos can boo you, if you know what I'm saying, right? She's looking like, It is funny, but it's not funny if you let them affect your climb. And I want everybody within the sound of my voice to commit to their climb tonight. I know that we're into February, going into March almost, But I'm still saying Happy New Year. This is still a good time of year to commit for the rest of the year to whatever it is that you're passionate about, that you really know that you can do. I used to wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning, look at the ceiling, and go, "There's got to be more to life than this. I'm selling washers and dryers. There's got to be more to life." I would take a break on Saturday. Saturday we had a break, smoke break. We'll go out front. I didn't smoke, so I just took the break, and I'm watching the cars go by. And this one store was in West LA next to Santa Monica, beach town. And I see people with like beach balls and surfboards and everything tied to their vehicle. They're going to the beach. They're going to have a good time. And I'm up here with a polyester jacket, standing outside Circuit City, about to go back in there and talk about, would you like a Whirlpool or would you like a GE? That was my life. I'm like, God, there's more to life than watching other people live it. Folks, there's more to life than watching other people live it. And I hope this is starting to sink in. I want you to realize that you can live that kind of life that you want to live too. Now, I ain't trying to be no motivational speaker because I really don't believe in motivational speaking. I believe in giving people information, giving people tools and techniques that will help elevate their life. And you become your own motivator. You don't need other people to validate you. Let me say that again. You don't need other people to validate you. You came into this world with greatness. You came into this world with everything you need to be successful, to achieve happiness and fulfillment. You came to this world with it. You have it. Understand that you have it. Hey, look at your neighbor and say, I have it and you have it. That's right. Oh, man. I'm so excited. I got calmed down. I ain't even had no coffee today, But I was looking forward to this. John asked me last night if I could come and do this. And I said, yeah, maybe I got something. And I prayed on you guys today. I pray that something that comes out of my mouth will bless your life and will enhance you to the point where you have a new beginning, a new zeal, a new commitment to elevating your life and to doing something great for the people that love you and the people that you love. One of the things I really want to say real quickly is, folks, a successful day starts the day before. I've always said that in class, right? A successful day starts the day before. So we're not being casual about our climb anymore. I want you to start preparing each day, the day before, for whatever it is that you got to do. I want you to start preparing the day before for your climb. The reason why is because in the morning time, if you want to win your day, you have to win your morning. You got to win your morning. You got to wake up focused, already knowing what you want to accomplish that day. I'm going to talk about that in just a few minutes. And then if you can win the first hour of your day, you can win that day. If you can win the first hour when you wake up, don't grab your cell phone and all that. No. Focus on what you want to accomplish that day. Because a lot of times what's on the cell phone is other people's agenda, not yours. I want you to focus on and then day by day by day, you'll win. You win one day. You keep that for 7 days, you win the week. You win the week, you win the month. You win the month, 12 times in a row, you win the year. And then you win your life. This is how I did it. And I know it sounds crazy, but just starts one day at a time. People were telling me they weren't saying it couldn't be done. They're saying I couldn't do it. I'm telling people I'm going to be on TV. I moved from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania to LA, telling people I'm going to be on TV. I'm sure I was the only one that had that thought, right? Coming to Los Angeles. Right? And everybody tried to, I don't know why people sometimes go out of their way to try to depress you, to try to hold you back and tell you that you can't do what it is that you want to do. Why do people do that? Well, we ain't got time to figure that out tonight, but I'm going to tell you one thing. Don't let them stop you. I see greatness. I've spent the last 13 years with Hope for Prisoners, and we helped almost 6,000 souls just get their life together, reunite with their children and their families. And that brings me joy. That's what motivates me, to see you guys successful. So I celebrate your success in advance because I know that what I say tonight will bless somebody in a way that you've never been blessed before. Because like I said, I had a talk with God about this. I said, come on, God, download it and let it come out my mouth. And somebody knows that you are here for a reason. This is not random. You are here for a reason. You've been thinking about something, and now it's time to put it into action. So a successful day starts the day before. Start preparing yourself. Don't be random about your climb. Tonight, prepare for tomorrow. Tonight, when you go, prepare for tomorrow. And then tomorrow morning, already know what you want to do the first hour when you wake up. Whether it's read a chapter in your favorite book or the Bible, you want to meditate for an hour, you want to get yourself together, you want to win that first hour. Because you win that first hour, you're going to win that day. And you need to start having productive days and put those days together back to back to back. And you know, time goes by. I mean, we're already looking at March. I was just saying Merry Christmas not too long ago. Anybody feel me on this? Time is moving on. And I think they say the older you get, the faster time goes, right? Well, today is the youngest that you'll ever be, folks. Today is the youngest that you'll ever be. We don't want to waste time. So the last thing we want to do at this point is procrastinate and waste time. And like I say in class, procrastination, which is a thief of time, procrastination has a cousin. Anybody remember what procrastination's cousin is? Procrastination's cousin is laziness. Oh, no, he didn't. Yes, he did. There's sometimes that we can do some things that we know we're putting off and we don't have to put it off. Well, I want to encourage you. Don't let the cousins catch up with you because this is your life. And if you got in mind to have a house up on the hill, have a nice Range Rover or whatever it is, I'm sure you want to have it sooner than later. I told one of the classes I was up in Summerlin at the light, and I seen this guy. God bless him. He was about like 89 years old, right? And he was in a Ferrari. He's sitting at the light in a Ferrari, and he's going, he's looking like this. I said, oh, God bless. He's in a Ferrari. Guess what? But you're 89 years old. What's the point at this point, right? I want you to have your blessings sooner than later. I hope this is registering with somebody here because I'm excited. I'm excited about life. I'm in love with life and the blessings that it can bring. This can be a beautiful thing. And I don't want to hear, well, you know, Ketter, I did some bonehead things. You know, I was in there, you know. Hey, listen, that's over now. That's there. This is, oh, okay. They're so close up on me too, huh? Okay. I know, right? I hate to be rude. Put my back. Are they seeing my back or are they seeing the front? Okay. I was just in on the side. You know, right. Okay. Anyway, so I just want to tell you what turned the corner for me was I stopped letting people give me that stinking thinking, telling me that I wasn't smart enough, I wasn't good enough, or I don't have the blue blood in my family background and all this kind of stuff. I said, I'm going to be a weatherman. That's what I said. And I'm determined I'm going to be a weatherman. And I carry the LA Times in my inside pocket every single day. You wouldn't catch me without the LA Times weather segment. And somebody said, Gregg, I'm going to Vegas. What's the weather going to be like? I go like this, you know, lucky weather, you know, whatever. But I'll give them a weather report. Because in my mind, I was not just going to be a weatherman, but I was a weatherman. I was a weatherman without a job, but I was a weatherman. You know, you got to be crazy about your goals. I mean, don't care about folks laughing at you. I don't care. Laugh at me because I know the last laugh is sweetest. I can promise you that, you know, and man, there was a time during that climb that I found myself homeless. And that was not fun. She kicked me out. Yeah, she kicked me out the house. Yeah, that's another story with some drama, you know. I didn't know she liked me, and I brought a date home. This was my roommate. She just needed a roommate because she was going back to school and all that. I didn't know she liked me. And I just moved to California. So I met this girl, you know. She was a fella. She was tight. Woo. And I brought her to the house. And everything changed from there. Y'all could be something else. I'm looking at the women now. Y'all could be something else, boy. And I came home from Circus City on a Tuesday. And it was like cold in there, you know, because she usually leave some food out for me. I went by the kitchen. Look, it smelled like bleach. She done cleaned the house up and everything. And then she said, you know, you're going to have to leave. I said, huh? I said, okay, you know what? It's been kind of cold, this environment. First thing next month, you know, she said, no, you don't understand. You got to leave tonight. I was like, what? This is 2 days before Thanksgiving. Now, that's cold. You kick somebody out the house 2 days before Thanksgiving, right? So I said, that's okay. And I went to the club that night, you know, and then it dawned on me. When the guy said, they turned the lights on, they said, you ain't got to go home, but you got to get up out of here, right? And I was like, wow. And I was homeless for 34 days. I lived in my car. I had a Datsun 280ZX. Anybody remember those cars? Little cars. And, you know, I'm 6'7", so for me up there, I got my knees. But you know what? During that time, some of the darkest days of my life, Martin Luther King said, some of the darkest nights can you truly see the stars. And that's true. You know, I learned a lot about me. I learned a lot about my character because I started to give up. That's one other little nugget I want to give you. Sometimes when you're just about ready to give up, that's when your blessing is just about to happen. Right around the corner. And so I decided that night, I said, I'm not giving up. I'm not going back home to Philadelphia and working in the Nabisco factory like all my buddies from high school. They got a job at the factory on the 3rd floor making cardboard boxes, no windows up there. And I said, there's got to be more to life than watching other people live it. Folks, let me encourage you. It's going to get tough sometime. You're going to wake up some mornings and go, whew, I don't know if I can keep this up. You can keep this up. You keep going until you win. And I don't mean just win, like just say no. Say no to good and say yes to great. I want you to go for great stuff, for big stuff. And you know my saying, this saying on the side of an F-15 Strike Eagle fighter jet, Audentis fortuna juvat. Audentis fortuna juvat, which simply means what? Fortune favors the bold. That's right. That's right. In Italy, they say the brave. But it's going to, fortune will favor you if you go for it, if you're brave enough. The great philosopher Epictetus, he said, you must be willing to let folks look at you as you're stupid and crazy if you want to be successful. It's going to take that. I want some over-the-top people looking at me tonight, listening to me tonight. I didn't come out here in the rain for mediocrity. I want you guys to be thinking big. I want to be on your nerve. I want you to think about me like, oh, this Mr. Ketter, fortune favors the bold. I want this to be printed because I know what happens when you approach it like this. And because if you see people giving those interviews like Grammy Award winners and people that won championships and all that, what's the first thing they always say? Oh, I just never dreamed this would happen. I never thought I'd see. Their dreams come. Your dreams can come true. So I'm a representative of that because 18 months after I was homeless, from being homeless, I was broadcasting before 2.1 million people on Fox television. 18 months later. If I had given up, I would certainly not be here right now. And then from there, a little while later, they asked me, do you want to be a trainer? Because, my sales is pretty good. I said, yeah, okay. What does that mean? That means we're going to clean you up, Greg, because I was sloppy. I had the MC Hammer on baggy pants and party-like socks. I was a mess. So they cleaned me up. They said, we're going to give you a credit card. We're going to give you a car. We're going to fly you all around. You're going to help us open up all these Circuit City stores. How's that sound, Greg? And we're going to increase your salary. I'm like, that sounds good. Okay, we can do that. And they cleaned me up, cleaned up my act, and I became a more professional, person and my training and all that. And then not too long from that, I got 2 offers. One from C-Dub, and I got that job. They offered me that job, and as a weatherman, which blew my mind, because I had been working on this for nearly 2 years. And I've been calling every weatherman, every weather lady in town in LA. They hung up the phone on me. And they told me they wouldn't return my phone calls. In fact, I went to a Lakers game and I saw the weatherman from Channel 2. His name was Steve Rambo. I'm shouting you out, Steve Rambo. And I was going up the steps. The game's over. Everybody's going up the steps in the Great Western Forum. And I said, Steve, I'm Gregg. I'm the one that's calling you, leaving those messages. And he looked at me. He laughed at me. He laughed at me, and everybody turned and they looked at me, and they laughed at me too. They're like, this guy, Steve don't even know this guy. He didn't acknowledge me. And yeah, I was mortified. But you know what? That made me even more determined. When someone says it can't be done, that's one thing. But when someone says you can't do it, they become a motivational speaker. I said, you're a motivational speaker. Because every time you tell me I can't do something, that makes me want to do it more. Anybody with me on this? So that's us right now. And like I said, once I got the first call, it was on a Friday night, 7 o'clock in the evening. Nobody gets a business call on Friday night at 7 o'clock. Phone rang, Gregg Ketter. This is Jeff Wall. The guy's name is Jeff Wall from KCOP, Channel 13 in LA. Anybody from LA, you know this, right? He said, after long consideration with the general manager and the vice president, we decided we'd like to offer you your first job as a weatherman right here in Los Angeles. I can't tell you, folks. I'm rewinding the tape right now. He says, are you sitting down? I said, I can't because my knees won't bend. The first person I called when I got that job? My mom. I said, Mom, I got the job. I got the job as a weatherman. I'm going to be on TV, Mom. She said, that's great, baby. So when you coming home, I'm going to fix you some lasagna. I said, you're not surprised? She said, I'm not surprised, baby. You're my baby. I know what you're made of. I said, oh my God, she had me. You got to have somebody and have somebody have you. That's part of this whole climb. Anybody got anybody love you? Is getting love? That's what I'm talking about. Y'all got somebody love you? All right. This is we're back to Casa now. Hey, Casa. We love you. Y'all love me. Show them some love. All right. All right. So anyway, one of the first things that I'd like to discuss, well, too late. One of the next things that I want to discuss with you before I get off this stage is there's a concept that I want to share with you, because not too long ago I was listening to the interview. Mike Krzyzewski, I always get his name mixed up. He's the basketball coach for Duke University. Anybody know Coach K? You know about Coach K, right? He was telling the story to this interviewer about when he was young, and his mom and he would go take the bus to school wherever he was going. And one day he was about to leave the house, and his mom said, "Mike, make sure you take the right bus." He said, "Mom, what are you talking about taking the right bus? I take the bus all the time. I take the right bus." She said, "That ain't the bus I'm talking about." So she was talking about his direction. And that's when I started thinking about bus. A bus is a metaphor for our lives, folks. For our lives. Everybody here drives their own bus. My question to you is, who are the people that you allow on your bus? The people in your life, right? So say this. Now, I'm not an artist. Let me see if this thing works. Okay, we got a bus. Put some tires in it, some 36-inch dubs, Okay, say that's the bus. Okay, 36-inch dubs, The bus got windows. You got some windows. Okay, put some windows up here. Don't be laughing at my artwork, folks, because I need a door. Okay, there's a door right there. That's that electric door. And here's a steering wheel, and there's a driver. So you got that bus, right? Who are you allowing on your bus during your climb? We're talking about all this positivity and stuff like that, but it matters who you let in your inner circle, especially right now. This is critical. You have to have the right people that are like-minded, that are going in the direction that you want to head. Or don't let them on your bus, especially because your bus, somebody got their cell phone going. Say you got your bus right here and you got, see, it's 6 lines. You got a line here, you got a line here, and you got a line here. Right here, say this right here represents family. This and family has 2 chapters, because now we're talking about children, because that's a different conversation that you have with people around your family, people around your children. And now you have your work associates. Okay? Yeah, they're work associates, children, family. And now over here, sometimes you drive your bus over here. These are, say, your friends. Yeah, and your acquaintances. And over here, this is your me time. This is when you're just spending time, you got extra time to spend by yourself. Now, my question to you is, while you're driving your bus, if you drive and you got the people on your bus, say you have how many people? You got 6 or 8 people that are your closest friends and associates. And I want you to think about this right now. How many people are on your bus right now? How many people are in your life right now on a regular basis? Think about it. How many? 2? Somebody else? 1. Huh? About 6. Somebody over here. How many people are in your life right now that you hang with, or that you associate with, or you talk to on a regular basis? Somebody give me a number. 2. Over here. 2. Okay, 2. That's good. That's an easier number to manage. Now let me ask you something. Those people, can you take them around your family? Can you take them around your children? Oh, I got some yeses and some nos. And how about work? If you took those people around your work associates, would they make you look, thank you, sweetheart, would they make you look better? Or would they make you look, you get fired? She said she'd get fired. If she took the people that's in her bus around those people, around your work associates. And what does that tell you? First of all, thank you for your honesty. You got to get them off the bus. They got to go. Because guess what? No matter where you drive your bus, whether it's around your work associates, your children, your family, your friends, your just when you're hanging out, Folks, first of all, you need to be the same person. You don't need to change when you're around different people. You know that, right? Don't let them change you. You maintain who you are, your dignity, your character, your language. Think about the people on your bus and how close they are to the front where you are, where you're driving. Yes, sir. And, right. Oh, Mr. Ketter, I'm going to try to help them. No. Do you know how hard it is just to get yourself together? So you got to manage your bus, which means manage your life. This is critical. Show me the people that are around you constantly, and I'll show you what kind of progress you're going to make or not make. So this is serious, folks. And I had to eliminate people because I had some people on my bus at the time when I was trying to achieve my dream. And there's a couple of people I knew better, but I just didn't make a move, you know. And one of them turned out to be a real, well, let's just put it this way, a liar. And it cost me dear. You said I can keep 100, right? And I learned at that point, I said, you know what? I got to control the people that are in my inner circle. Because, folks, if you have, I don't care if it's 1 or 2 people or 6, like somebody said, or 12, you got to ask yourself, can I take these people everywhere where I'm going? Are they going in the same direction that I'm going in my life now? With my goals, with my associates, with my family, with my spouse or my partner in life, with my children. And if you say no to any of those, they need to get off your bus. And it's not personal. Even if you got love for them, wave at them out the window. Down south, they call them crabs, you know, because, you know, you don't have to put a lid on a bucket of crabs. Because what happens when one crab is almost out of bounds? They pull them down. So on my bus now, because this represents my bus right now, the people in my life right now. And I'm just going to ask you this now before I leave. This is going to be rhetorical, so you don't have to answer me right now. But I want you to think about this. If you got somebody on your bus that you know doggone well, they don't need to be in your bus. They don't need to be in your bus for whatever reason. There's a red button in my bus. I got a, what do you say? Exactly. Oh, but seat number 4. Oh, you got to go. And it ain't personal. And the roof will open up and they fly out your bus with a little parachute. While you keep it going down the road. And that's being nice. You put a parachute on there, right? So they have a soft landing. And you tell them, it ain't personal. It ain't personal, you know? But you got to get off my bus because I'm heading in a direction that's going to enhance my life. This is my life right here that we're talking about. That's right. That's right. I heard that. I heard that. Anybody understand where I'm going with this? It's a metaphor, but it's a metaphor about your life. I want you to start thinking about the associations that you have around you, because that's a powerful thing. That could make a big difference in your climb, getting there sooner rather than later. So what do you think about this, folks? Anybody got anything? Oh, you got to have look right here, right? Okay. Tell me something about this. Tell me what you're thinking as I put that diagram up there. What are you thinking? What is your bus like? What kind of changes do you need to make in your life right now? You know what? There's rules on the bus, and you must make people respect those rules, like the rules in your life, right? And if they don't respect the rules on your bus, what got to happen? You got to go. That button right there, you know. But you got a parachute. You'll be all right. I like that. And how about this? Do buses have schedules? You got a schedule, right? You got some things that you need to do in your life. You got to handle your business. You got to come to Hope for Prisons and meet with your career managers and stuff like that, right? You got to go to DMV. Somebody talked about DMV. You got to handle your paperwork. You got to be about your business because you're no longer, Tiffany, right? Tiffany, you're not Tiffany anymore. You're Tiffany 2.0. You're rising now. You're not the same person you were before you came in our doors for the first time. So you know what? You're not that same person. You don't go to those same places. You don't associate with those same people. And neither should anybody within the sound of my voice. I'm serious now. It is time to take your game higher. Folks, when I got that promotion, you know, other things come when you get one level up, another level, other opportunities come. I got a call from KCOP first, and then the weekend weather, you know, I was doing the weekend weather, that got canceled. So I was unemployed again. But then 3 months later, I got a call from Fox. And I stayed with Fox for 10 years. So you can't say it was a fluke, right? But it changed my life. I got a chance to travel to exotic ports of call. I travel now. In 2018, we expanded to Abu Dhabi and Dubai. And in 2020, early 2020, we expanded to Southeast Asia. And that changed my life. Y'all know what I'm talking about. All right. I ain't gonna go into it again because, you know, I get happy and I'll lose my thought, you know. But brother, happy right now. You know, that's all I say. You know, you ain't mad at me, right? Man, so you got good things waiting for you, but you got to clean up your act first. You got to clean up what's around you. Think about the things in your life right now that you need to make some changes about, and the people that you need to make those changes about, because those things will determine how high you go. Your attitude, not your attitude will affect your altitude, but not your aptitude. You got to make these changes that you know that you've been. Anybody been procrastinating on making some changes that you know that you need to? Okay. Thank you for your honesty. Well, that's the message tonight. It's time for that change. It's time for you to commit to those things, and I promise you, it will be worth it. It will be worth it for you. And here at Hope for Prisoners, at one time, and John will tell you, our first meeting was in a broom closet. He said, "This ain't a broom closet, Greg." I said, "John, what's in the corner right there?" It was a broom and a mop in the corner right there. He said, and you know what he said? He said, "Greg, it's going to get better." And 13 years later, I can honestly tell you, it has gotten better. Nobody even knew who we were then, by the way. The hoop, the what, the hoop, the print, what? Nobody knew who we were, and I don't think many people cared. But now, we kind of know some stuff and know some people, right? And people, the community has embraced us. We can help you with virtually anything that you want to do with your life. But my question is, what do you want to do with your life? You need this, you need some counseling, we can help you with that. You need to get your paperwork straight, your DMV, you need to counsel the family, children, you know, that whole thing. And I applaud this gentleman over here. He got his what was it that you had to get straight?
My driver's license, I haven't had it for 25 years.
And why?
Because
child support. We can help you with that. That's big. Isn't that big? Child support. And we can help you with virtually anything you want to get done. But you got to be ready for this, because we're not shucking and jiving. We're serious. When I say I see some greatness in this room, I'm not trying to pump you up because I ain't that nice. We're serious about this. If you want it, we can help you get it, but you got to want it. My favorite saying is, the only time you see success before work is in the dictionary. So you got to be ready to roll up your sleeves and go to work, and we can help you with that. Anybody ready to roll up your sleeves and go to work and do what's necessary right now? Okay. How about you guys in Casa? Come on now. That's right. I see you. So I'll leave you with this. There's nothing more powerful than an idea whose time has come. And the fact that I'm here right now is not random. This is your time. Your time has come. I need you to you got to want this worse than we want this for you. Okay? Thank you for allowing me to spend some time with you. Tonight, I want you to think about your bus. I want you to think about the people that's in the windows right there. And if you can't take them around your family, your children, your work associates, your friends, and to be around you when you're just spending some quality time, you know what? Do what? Hit that button. And just make sure you put a little parachute on so they land soft, okay? And then wave at them when you're going down the road, because you have a schedule right now. You're on a schedule right now. You have a routine. You have a place to go. Your life is not random. Audentis fortuna juvat. Fortune favors the bold. Repeat after me. Audentis fortuna juvat. That's right. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. Casa, guys, thank you. And I look forward to meeting you guys
Give
in public.
Greg Ketter
God bless
a big,
you.
gigantic
Yeah.
round of applause.
Yeah, man.
Was that some good stuff? Well, let's talk about how good it is. What we're going to do right now is we're going to open it up for questions, comments. Greg, don't go too far. We're going to open for questions and comments. Something that Greg Ketter dropped in this room that resonated with you. It could have been, it could be a question, or if it's something you want him to expound on. I'm opening it up to those of you who are in Casa Grande. If you're on Facebook Live or in Zoom, make sure you drop that question or comment in the chat, and Chad is going to monitor it. So I'm going to make my way over to you this time. And if you look over there in the camera, although Greg Ketter is sitting over there, what is that question or comment you might have for Mr. Ketter?
What if you need to eject your family out of your bus that you ain't seen in a long time because your life was so screwed up for so many years, they cut you out, and now that you're doing good, they're coming back into your life. They wanna reconnect and be with you again, but they're still in the same spot they was in. And now that I'm doing better and I'm excelling, I need to leave those type of people behind. But it's somebody that I miss very much. It's somebody that I love, and it's my family.
Okay.
That is a great question, Greg. I'm going to ask
Yes.
you to hop back up front.
Okay. Your relationships are a result of your decisions that you made in your life. So you have to be accountable for that. If they're not in your life in the right way, it's because of the choices that you made. And it takes a while to regain trust. So you got to be patient, and you got to change yourself first, and they'll see that. Teach them how to treat you based on the way you treat yourself, and then they'll come around. Okay, but you got to be willing to do that first. Okay, it's going to take time. Well, then you got to keep going in your direction and pray on them. Just pray on them. Prayer at this point. It's tough. Family members, it's tough. We got some family members that we got to hit the ejection button too. That don't change, because remember, you got to get your life together. And by you, give them the blueprint. Show them the blueprint, how to live their life by the way you live in yours. Be that representative. Okay? Right. Sometimes you have to love them from afar. That's true.
Yeah,
Mr.
that is
Ponder?
so good. I'm going to share something with you, right? I moved out here in 1989, right, from New York. And I got connected with some people out here, right? There are some people in this town that I love dearly. I love them dearly, right? There's some people in this town that, I would have taken a bullet for, because I know they would have taken one for me. I love them dearly, but I miss them. Does that make sense? I love them with everything I got, but I miss them. Let me tell you the reason why I miss them. I come home after flipping calendars in the penitentiary, right? All those calendars I flip, I come home, and sometimes as family members too, them dudes was doing the same thing that they were doing when I went to the pen. Are you following me? They were sitting around chasing the same sack of dope, chasing the same girl, trying to hit the same lick. Man, these people were even listening to the same music. Like, how often can you listen to Dr. Dre Chronic 2001 and act like you're hearing it for the first time? Right? They were stuck and don't even know it. I love them dearly, but I miss them. And the reason why I miss them, that stuff that they're doing over there, I don't want nothing to do with it. Does that make sense? Because even me in there trying to help and save them, then I'm wrapped up in that environment. You ever hear that saying that if you go to the barbershop often enough, sooner or later you can get your hair cut. Does that make sense? So I gotta love them from a distance. Something else, Greg Ketter. We're gonna go over the Casa Grande inside Nevada Department of Corrections. Please step up, tell us your name, and what is that question and comment that you might have for Greg Ketter. Ashley!
Hello. Hi, Greg. I had a comment. a little bit of a long comment, but it was when you were talking about authenticity, and you said something about stop telling God how big your problems are, but I mean your mountains, but tell your mountains how big your God is. I have been struggling lately because I've been trying to get home to my kids since November, and in the house arrest process, and it's just been one thing after the next, and it's been really challenging. And I'm also going to UNR full time, and so a lot of my like dates and everything for school require me to be in person at home, and just my kids. And I had this little revelation when you were talking, and I was thinking for some reason about my vivid vision, and I wanted to share it because you were there, and it was, I'm approaching my year, and so I thought about that really quickly, and I was like looking at these timelines, and technically the way that it's lined out, for some reason when I was thinking about it just now, it's all like still lined out to happen perfectly. And next month I'm supposed to get information on if I got accepted into my program or not. And the timeline that parole and probation gave me, it seemed really far out, but it still aligns perfectly with my vivid vision. And then I was talking with Jon recently, and he said he was going to be up in Reno in September, which all of this lines up perfectly. And I didn't even recognize it till I was just sitting here just now. And I was thinking about how tired I was because I've just been working and going to school and just showing up every single day. And I just wanted to like congratulate myself really for just sticking to it because of the vivid vision that you helped me write. And so I think that what I'm trying to say is that I still need to be grateful for where I am and the hard work that I'm putting in. And part of that is telling my problems how big my God is, because the only reason why I am where I am today is because I wake up every morning and, I have a relationship with my higher power that I never would have had if I didn't go through this experience. So I just wanted to thank you for helping me get to that revelation today.
All right. Woo, that's good stuff. We're talking, she's about ready for a breakthrough, right? You can just tell she's on the verge of a breakthrough. And remember, in order to have a breakthrough, you must first have a break with. And Mr. Ponder talks about this all the time. You have to have a break with old traditions, old patterns, old ways. And it sounds like she's on the verge of a fresh breakthrough. So I want to congratulate you too.
Good job. Give Ashley a hand. Oh my gosh, it's so good to see our friends over at Gene Conservation Camp. Hey, how you guys doing? Good. I'm going to tell you guys about something in a little bit, but you had a question or comment? All right, you got to stand up and look at the camera over there. Okay. Right over there. Say hi to the ladies out of Gene Camp.
What's up, ladies?
He said, hey.
What's up, Philip? I see. So my question is referring to the bus. So, sometimes you got to kick people off your bus, but then some people try to get back on. So
Speed up.
Can you give a little, what was that? Can you give a little guidance on like, when should you let somebody back on your bus? Because some people are going to try to trick you, and you need to guard your bus. And I'm one that like to give people chances, and it holds me back. And I'm sure other people feel that. Can you give some insight on that?
That's awesome. Excellent question.
Yeah, no, it is an excellent question. First of all, all the glitters isn't gold. You know that, right? Sometimes it is just the lighting. I would make sure, if I were you, that I am strong and I'm settled and I'm established into who I am, where I'm going, everything around me. I know you want to give people another chance because you got a big heart. But sometimes, you got to think about your life. You got to think about you right now. You got to be a little bit selfish and a whole lot smart. Because if you can't afford, you ask yourself, can I afford if this person is not who they say they are, they're representing? Is that going to hold me back? Am I going to retrograde? Am I going to go backwards a couple steps? And can I afford that right now? How strong do you feel you are? Sometimes you got to bless people on their way. Listen, I love you, but I right now I'm going this way. And if you're not like mine, if you're not going in direction, have a talk with that person. And you will have a discerning spirit. You know how you get a vibe from somebody if they're being honest with you. And if they can't look you in the eye when you're having this conversation, you know, and if they look around, that's, to me, that's duplicitous, you know. In body language, if a person looks up and to the right, then that's recall. They look up to the left, that's creation. So if you can't have someone look at you directly in your eyes, if they're talking to you and you ask them a point blank question and they're looking around or they look up to the right, that's creation. They're creating something. They're making something up. Look up to the left, that's recall. They're recalling something that actually happened. That's truth. So there's some litmus tests, some acid tests that you can give people, but look them right in the eye, have that discerning spirit, ask God to say, you know, let me see this person's heart, reveal this person's heart. Give me a fleecing. You know, a fleecing is when you ask God for a revelation. You know, tell me the truth about this person or this situation. Reveal what's really going on. That he will reveal it. Okay, so you need to get on that spiritual level about this. But guard your heart. Be the keeper of your castle. Okay?
Good deal.
All right.
Give Gregg a hand, please. We gotta remind Gregg that we are streaming this into Nevada Department of Corrections, and he used the word recall twice, and they got up and start to. That was pretty good, wasn't it? That was pretty good. Hey, but listen, before we close out, I want to tell you guys about two very important announcements that we need to make. First date is I want everybody to say April the 11th. So April the 11th, we're going to have our huddle up in the park. And in our huddle up in the park, and yes, ladies at Gene and folks at Casa Grande, you guys are going to be able to come out too. We're going to have a big celebration in the park with a big barbecue and jumpy houses. And we want to have your families come out and join for you to be able to spend some time with your kids, just like we did at 100 Christmases. So please make sure that you pay close attention to the sign-up sheets so we can make sure you'll be able to get out for that. And then the other thing that I want to announce, and I didn't even know this was a thing, but the month of March is like International Women's Month. Right? International Women's Month. So what do? I go out and get some of the top women leaders in our country that's going to join us on the Tuesday night huddle ups for the month of March. So I'm super, super excited about that. Thank you guys so very much for joining us tonight. We'll be back again next Tuesday night. I'm going to see if we can get that little hiccup out of Gene all squared away. And I know that one Tuesday or maybe 2 Tuesdays in March, I am going to do the Tuesday night huddle up from Gene Camp. So I'll be out there. I'll be bringing donuts in. It's not going to be Gloria. It's not going to be Janine. It's going to be a little old me. So thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. And we will see you next Tuesday night. Good night and God bless.